have your chains hit the floor.
Welcome back to episode 1 of season 2 of the Oilfield Assembly. We are about to jump right into our Discovery Bible study. As a reminder, I wanted y'all to know that for this season, we want to hit the highlights of the Bible so that you can actually have a perspective, like a high level perspective of the whole Bible. That way, as you're reading and studying, you'll be like, okay, we already talked about these are the highlights. This is why these things need to happen. So that way the rest of the story just kind of unfolds for you in your mind. I had an awesome Bible study with the guy recently, and he gave me like a full PowerPoint on the highlights of the Bible. And he had done like a long study on it and everything. And I was like, dude, like that's perfect. That's exactly what I was thinking about and wanting to do. And so the highlights were the creation, which is the creation of everything. You have the fall, which is Adam and Eve eating of the fruit. Then you have the patriarchs, which starts with Father Abraham, but you see all the bloodlines that go from Adam and Eve to Noah and the flood, then to Father Abraham, then to Joseph, all the 12 tribes, yada, yada. Then we get into Exodus, where now God is saving his people from Egypt. And then after that, they're in the desert. And then they go into the conquest. Joshua takes over after Moses dies. After the conquest of all of the giants and all of Jerusalem, then you have the judges who rule. There are no kings at that time. Eventually, there becomes a kingdom that starts with Saul. Samuel is the last judge, essentially. And then from Samuel to King David to Solomon, you see the fall, the splitting of the kingdom. Then there's exile. Babylon and Persia take over. They're exiled for a while. Then they have basically the return and the rebuilding. Then after that, there's this silence period from Old Testament to New Testament, at least a few hundred years. And then we get into Jesus and his physical life, his manifestation of God in the flesh, what he did, how he died, how he resurrected. And then you get into the highlight of the church, the book of Acts, and then all of the epistles, the 13 out of 21 books that Paul writes, and the explanation of Romans Road and the gospel, and all of the spiritual warfare and all the other things we've talked about. And then you get into Paul's missions, and finally you get to John writing the revelation of things that have happened.
Took you